I would say, okay, thank you. I'm live. Now I would say this would be about my sixth or seventh live stream I'm doing for myself. And I must say that sometimes with these live streams, you never know what to talk about. You just go on rambling in the mouth, making some sense of what you're discussing. And that's the hard thing about live streams is that you're going live and you don't have anything organized, topic organized that you want to discuss. That's how I find live streams sometimes. But nonetheless, I go through it. I try to do the best I can. Oh, I got one viewer watching me. Well, that's good. Hopefully, he stays on. Because what I'm going to talk about, something to do with the work world, or should I say the workplace. In fact, a sector that has been affected by, I would say, technological changes and advances. And I would say that would be the construction and graphic design industries. Okay, the topic I'm going to talk about today is technology and how it has affected the whole construction industry and graphic design industry. That's the topic I'm going to discuss today. And what can I say about it? Not really a whole lot, because I would say that I'm just getting into it myself. And even though I've been fiddling around with it for many years, but I would say the big change in how with technology and how it has changed the construction industry is that companies are using computer programs such as Autodesk, AutoCAD, building programs like Revit, and BIM, building information modeling. They're using computers to basically plan out buildings and how buildings are going to be placed and set up, and where are they going to put all the building sites, put all the sites of the building, like the floor plans. And this is not just in architecture, this is in engineering too, like such things like civil engineering, mechanical engineering, maybe electrical engineering as well. And technology, computers have changed these sectors I would say, for the better. Because I think in the old days, you used to rely on drafting boards and pencils and pens to draw out the floor plans and draw the buildings out. Now, most architects, engineers are still using these drafting boards and rulers and drafting pencils to an extent. They're still using those tools, but they added AutoCAD and building Revit to their work, and they have been using those tools to make buildings a whole lot faster and a lot more efficient. So the construction industry, how they've been affected by technology is that most project managers, they are relying on draftsmen and maybe some architectural drafters to draft out floor plans and draft out buildings that they'll need to get their building projects out and about and up and away, underway, I should say. So I think that has changed. That part of the construction industry has changed. And it's not just in architecture, civil engineering too, because civil engineers rely on civil drafters to lay out all the plans on where the infrastructure is going to be laid out and where the roads are going to be built, and roads and highways and freeways going to be built, and bridges as well. So AutoCAD is used for those for drawing out the plans where the roads, highways, and freeways are going to be built, not just here in North America, but globally as well, because they're building roads and that in other countries and other continents too, like Africa, Asia, even South America, and Australia too. So that, in a sense, in a way, has to take that into consideration as part of the construction industry. Of course, let's not forget mechanical engineering, because a lot of parts are used, mechanical parts are used to build the, like say, the bulldozers and machines that are used to do the construction work that civil engineers and planners and architects will be using to build houses and bridges and roads. So that's got to be taken into consideration too, that how construction, how technology has changed the construction industry. Now, as for the graphic design industry, I can't say a whole lot about it, but yeah, used to be graphic designers were using pencils and pens and other drawing instruments in the same manner to as the drafters in that are in construction to make signs and posters and all that. They still rely on the drawing and posters, but to some extent. But they use now using programs like Adobe and Adobe Photoshop, Illustrator, and InDesign. But in some aspects of Adobe programs are okay, easy to use, while others programs, they're pretty hard to use. So I guess this is one of the main reasons why some graphic designers are looking for alternatives to what Adobe has to offer. Use other programs that will be easier to use than Adobe. So in that sense, I would say technology in that sense has changed the graphic design industry. But like AutoCAD, Adobe, Illustrator, Photoshop, and InDesign, they're just tools that can be used to design like business cards and logos for most businesses and that. So I would say that has changed in a way. But still, with both construction and graphic design, one must learn to draw by freehand and in a sketchbook, because you need to lay out ideas as to how everything is going to be planned and basically processed, put together. So that, in a sense, like say, drawing by freehand and that in the sketchbook, needs to be learned before going into the computer and that. But using those programs, I think a person can still teach him or herself how to use them. Okay, where are we? We're past going to the 9-minute mark. And let's see. I don't know what else to say about this topic, but yeah, I'll just use the minute to get my thoughts up, gather around my words and thoughts, and finish this live stream. Because since I'm only going to be doing this for no longer than 10 minutes, so I have to basically just ramble on and just say that technology has definitely changed both the construction industries and graphic design industries for the better. Now, even though there are companies that out there are looking for alternatives to use that are different from what Autodesk produces and from what Adobe has brought on. And that's all I have for this live stream. I'll be back with more drawings in future videos.